the process?
I just wanted a couple of changes in the start. When I was initially planning this, I thought of doing all the wash cares like what CMYKAY does. We were planning to put the wash cares on the back, but then I wanted, because the collaboration, I thought I wanted to make the front look very, very strong. So that is the reason this is the first time we put wash cares in the front. Like, we don't do that a lot of times.
We had one more design, right, where there were 3 colors.
Yeah, we had one more design, and I think we were very keen on making that only, but because we both did not agree on it, and that's why we came down to doing only one color. Can we have that design if we can have? Arya, can you
Wait.
open the design where there are 2 colors, where they're both the colors? I think Shubham has it. Can you ask Shubham to email it to me quick? Can somebody call Shubham, please?
Might have it.
I have it.
Princess might have it.
This one.
Yeah, the one with both the colors.
Yeah, the green and
the yellow. Yeah. So that was the original plan. But once, okay, so let's start with this one. The next time we make colorways to this T-shirt.
Yeah. People are asking for more colors.
Yeah.
इसमें बोल रहे दूसरे colors बनाने चाहिए.
Yes. So we will add 2 colors to it.
What is your favorite part in the T-shirt?
My favorite part in the T-shirt is how this whole structure is modernized using graffiti on it, and the color palette also, because this the blue, the very grey effect, the blue in the background, and then how we put the neon on it to make it look a little extra. That is my favorite part. And also the second favorite part in the T-shirt is the back.
वो मेरा है.
So
most favorite part.
Yeah. So can we have a look at the back once?
करो ना उल्टा. Really.
So creative
imagination. ये best चीज़ है मेरे लिए.
That is our favorite part of
Yeah.
the T-shirt.
And then there are logos
on the sides, the monograms on the sides. Yeah. So we usually do not have the full logos on the sides, but we have the monograms on the sides.
Yeah.
So that is the best part about the T-shirt.
Beautiful piece.
Can we again show the front?
The first of the many designs.
Yeah, the first of many. Yeah.
Six.
Can we also have the red one that we produced? Can we discuss that also a little bit?
Red वाला T-shirt कौन?
Can we get the prototype for the red one?
ये thought कहाँ से आया कि wash care label की instruction?
So it's there since the start. So this is the first time we are going live like this, and this is the first time we are doing a pop-up and everything, because originally the plan was to do only custom pieces, but over the years we've come down to a point that we need to start doing a lot of ready-to-wear pieces also, so that a lot of pieces go out and people can wear and we can see people wearing our stuff. So that is the reason we've gone mass now, and we've created a lot of designs which are ready to wear. And so when initially we started, that time only we were, I had this design team, we were trying to look for something that is something of our own, and we wanted to do something that makes us stand out from the rest of the brands around. We wanted to do something of our own on every T-shirt that we do, and we were very inspired by the way wash care labels look like, and we took inspirations from those labels, and then we thought of putting, like, every brand would put their wash care labels inside the T-shirt, something like that. So I thought of printing it on the T-shirt, on the face, so that it becomes a thing and people can also recognize our T-shirts, seeing those wash care labels on the T-shirt printed somewhere around the T-shirt, on the back, on the front, on the sleeves, wherever possible. So somehow we've tried to combine the wash care labels with the design, with every design that we make, and put it on the T-shirt some way. So that is the whole plan, and we started it. It was a random plan that we had, and then we started it, and it looked good. We liked it, and then it went on.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks
so now
something different.
Yeah. So now we'll obviously do the advanced versions of the labels, and so see how we put it here. So this is like in a tabular form. Sometimes it's like just horizontally put, sometimes it's vertical, sometimes. Now this looks like a tabular form. This looks like it's placed in a tabular form, so it looks amazing to me. and we will have more versions of it in future. We'll try to make art out of wash care labels also. Something giant wash care labels,
with,
giant
only
pieces. So
wash
right
care
now we are
labels.
putting it only in minute size, like small sizes. But in future we might put it in like a giant size and do something creative with it. I also had a plan because see I have an OCD with people washing their t-shirts and shorts, whatever, in washing machines and everything. I personally feel that they spoil the quality a little bit. And I'm not a fan of washing my clothes inside a washing machine. I usually like my clothes hand washed or dry clean, like that. So I was planning to do some t-shirts with little surface ornamentation on it, and thought of putting a tag of only dry clean on it. So maybe only dry clean written on the back or something like that. So
that looks
sounds
good, sounds different.
So little things we're trying to put in, little details we're trying to put in so that the t-shirts stand out. And
मेरे को जानना है, like everyone wants to know, have you studied fashion for a year?
I studied for a year, and then I studied for 2 years, because first year I genuinely studied a lot. I worked a lot of practical stuff. But second year was more of just gaining the knowledge, what's happening around, and like not much, because after my first year I already started my brand. I was in a rush. I started very late. I'm not promoting that you shouldn't start late. You can always start late. You can always start whenever you want to start. It's never too late, people say, and I do believe that. But because I started it, I had a lot of responsibilities on me, and I did not have a lot of time, and that is the reason after my first year I immediately started my brand and I started working. And after that I forgot the point. Where were we at? Yeah. So after I did my first year,
बहुत ज़्यादा practical knowledge है.
Yeah.
Like the amount of knowledge that you have about the fabric, about everything, it is crazy. मतलब मेरे को आसपास भी नहीं पता.
See, that happens with practical experience for people in the industry for longer time than you are. So basically, when you are 4 years, 4.5 years, 5 years old, you might also have the equal amount of knowledge. So there's nothing like that, that we know more or somebody else.
Not that.
Because see, if somebody is in the industry for 20 years, he might know more than me also.
मैं बोल
like that. So there are people in the industry
who've been since last 4 to 5 years, right? There are people जो 4 से 5 साल से ज़्यादा होंगे, लेकिन उनको इतना इंटरेस्ट या वो अट्रैक्ट नहीं करता है जितना तुमको है.
So that is how. See, so I personally feel that a lot of people get into fashion, but the problem is not everybody takes it very seriously. See, I'll tell you, I have lagged on the marketing part. We've not done a lot of marketing also, but that does not mean we're not working. We're working hard. We are working very, very hard. But now it's time we do the marketing and everything and we make it big. But the thing is that we took it very seriously since day one in whatever we were doing. And so that is the reason, because now fashion is very competitive. I personally believe fashion is the most competitive, one of the most competitive industries that we have. And I personally feel the success ratio is very low. So if you don't take this seriously, it might be a necessity. Fashion is necessity. Clothes are necessity. But if you don't take it seriously, because there's already a lot of competition outside, and if you don't take your stuff seriously, you might end up nowhere. So if you are getting into it, you make sure that you are into it completely, and you have to take it very seriously to keep growing. You have to set your goals right, and you have to keep growing like that. Because now there are already a lot of established designers in the market. Then we are also going to have a lot of young designers coming up. So you have to keep yourself updated, and you have to keep yourself ready for the future like that. And for that you have to slog, you have to work a lot, because things keep changing. We are in a different generation now. The trends are changing. Trends are changing quickly, and quicker than it used to be, and everything's become so fast now. So for that reason you have to keep changing. You have to keep coming up with new collections, new designs, and also with all of this you have to stay true to your aesthetic. I personally, that is something very important. I mean, just because you're in a race of doing something, you end up doing something which is not you. And I'm a firm believer of doing something that is your that comes from your aesthetic, that is true to your design language, that something that you love. I mean, I think that if I make a piece and I myself don't love it, then I don't feel like selling it also. So that is something with me, that if I make something, if I don't like, I'll dump it. Trust me, I dump so many pieces on a regular basis, and if I not dump it, I'll at least minimum I'll do is open up the whole piece and then do some rectifications, do some changes to it, make the piece, reselect and sell it then. So I am somebody, if I don't like it, I'll start blaming myself and I'll be disturbed from inside and I don't want to go through that feeling. So every piece I make, I want myself to love it first, and then it should go out, and then people loving it is a different case altogether, because we have all sorts of audience and we have a lot of we have different kind of people. So somebody is going to like
designing
something.
the most. Streetwear cheese, the one that you
see. I have different moods, trust me.
Fair.
And because
like
I do one thing at a time. So basically, if I'm doing streetwear right now, I will give some time to streetwear and I will forget Rohit Doshi label for a while, because then I want to do justice to what I'm doing. If I'm doing both the things at the same time, I will never be able to do justice, and I will not be able to do justice to both the brands.
100%.
And also, so because now it's a creative industry, and because it needs a lot of focus, and so that we don't end up creating problems, and we don't end up
you don't want to be in the middle
like that. So we don't want to be in the middle. So basically that is the reason we've divided our team into two parts. So CMYK has a team and Rohit Doshi has a different team altogether. So people who are working, people who are interested, so basically when we hire people, we make sure we get to know them. For the initially every hiring that we do is like we start with an internship first. So it's like a 2-month, 3-month period, depends on the institute that they come from, depends on the background they come from. We usually have a 2-month, 3-month internship, and we give them practical knowledge. We train them for 2 months, 3 months, and then we come to a conclusion that person is fit for CMYK or Rohit Doshi, or taking meetings, or management part, or the selling part. So we come to that conclusion after 2 to 3 months, and then we put them in business. So that is what we do, and that is how we keep these two things separate. It's not, see, I tell you, it's not that I enjoy designing something. What I enjoy the most is that whatever I'm designing, if I like the result, so obviously there are a lot of failures. I would not say that everything I design is a hit, or everything I design is something that I like. There are some times that I end up making something that I myself don't like. Recently only it happened, I was having a creative block, and everything I was making, I was so frustrated with myself, and I was not liking anything I was making. And so I had a breakdown. I 2 to 3 days I was like just sitting down and not doing anything. Like all my staff, all my tailors, all my masters, they were all sitting free, and usually I am very worried about them sitting free, because there are a lot of cost overheads that happens when they're sitting free. So I was worried they're all sitting free, but then for 2-3 days I was like, I don't care, let them sit free, let me come to a point, let me make peace with myself, let me come to a point that I can design nicely with all my attention and passion. And I took a break for 2 to 3 days. I was just brainstorming myself, and then then I came down once. I started coming early in the morning, I started sitting alone, started designing, and then I found little satisfaction in what I was doing, and then we jumped back and then we started working again. So sometimes we do have those times when you end up doing nothing for days, and then
but that, I think that
it's a part of the business.
Okay. Yeah, it's a part of the business.
Yeah. So
then you come back even from
I mean, there are a lot of people in the industry who would just replicate other designers and take stuff from other. They might not go through this phase, but because we put in a lot of effort in making something of our own, so that causes a lot of
makes sense.
this thing. Otherwise, if you're just copy pasting somebody else's design,
there will never be a creative block.
And then you have to just take design and produce, So we spoke a lot about Rohit Doshi and CMYK. Let's talk a little bit of Bomaachi. So not coming from a fashion background at all. So basically, to me, see, I've always looked at fashion from a different point of view. I personally believe that no matter what fashion school you go to, if you don't have it in you, and if you are not giving your best, if you're not giving your 100% to it, no matter where you studied and what course you've done, it's not going to get you anywhere. Fashion colleges are going to groom you a little bit, 100%. Are going to give you all the knowledge that you need, all the information that is needed to start a brand and to become a fashion designer. But then practical knowledge is the most important knowledge. And I know a lot of names in the industry who's not from the fashion background, who's not done a course, who's not studied fashion, but they're still making it. Some of them have made it big also.
Why? Because they don't look it as a fashion, they look it as a business
point of view. Maybe.
तो वो जो चीजें जो मैंने नहीं लर्न की है, वो लोग जो नहीं लर्न करते हैं, वो उनको हायर कर देते हैं.
Right.
That I cannot do this.
That's like you become an entrepreneur and not a fashion designer. Yeah.
So I never said that I am a fashion designer. I did designed many t-shirts जो बहुत अच्छी चली है, but मैं still खुद को fashion designer नहीं बताऊंगा because I've seen actual fashion designers like you कि अरे obviously कि भाई क्या क्या चीजें पता होनी चाहिए, मेरे को आसपास भी नहीं पता. That's a fact. The amount of fabric.
I'll tell you, you learn with time.
Yeah, true. नहीं, I love the process. इसलिए मैं I love the process so much कि मेरे को है ना, जैसे end game का issue नहीं है कि where I'll end up. I know कि ये process अगर अच्छा हुआ ना, तो वो अच्छी जगह आना है.
Right.
That is what I believe.
100%.
और आप जो बोल रहे हो fashion background नहीं है, फर्क पड़ता है. But if you are on the journey where you know how to get things sorted, तो easy time लगेगा, but हो जाएगा. मेरा ऐसा है.
Like that's the definition of entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You should know how to get your work done, and you should just hustle. And
even if we don't know how to get the work done, मैंने अभी किसी से बात किया था, the person said really मतलब a good quote that as an entrepreneur, as a boss, as an entrepreneur we don't have any boss.
Yeah.
कैसा है, अभी मैं कोई और चीज ज्वाइन करूँ जिसमें I have many people whom I can ask, इसमें कोई नहीं था.
Right.
So everything every day is like मेरे को ही खुद को answers ढूंढना है.
Right.
To the questions that I don't even have. Yeah. So I also need many new questions, and to that
keep questioning yourself daily.
कि भाई क्या चीज़ है जो मेरे को नहीं पता है, फिर उसका आंसर भी लाना है. तो that was the process that I followed.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's it.
And let's talk about the store. How's the store doing? Ahmedabad. I mean, this was the first time that something like that happened. I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm just assuming. I mean, I don't think there are many streetwear stores in Ahmedabad.
There's none.
There's none.
This is the first
There are
time.
so there are no streetwear stores in Ahmedabad, and you're like having a first mover advantage.
Yeah.
So how do you think the market is?
It is growing. अभी तक अहमदाबाद में हुआ नहीं, but the sole reason for doing Ahmedabad is I didn't have any experience of how to open a store. तो मेरे को पहले वो learn करना.
Ahmedabad like home to you, so you can.
So I knew कि ये safe spot है, यहाँ कुछ भी सीख सकते हैं. फिर I can plan to open more stores in different cities. And Ahmedabad is a place where I think after 6 months will be there. मतलब there will be many new brands.
You see a market future.
100%. And the only reason to open such a big, huge store was यार मैं 2.5 साल से हूँ. अगर छोटा स्टोर खुलता तो और 10 ब्रांड है, वो भी
करना है तो बड़ा ही करना है कभी भी लाइफ में.
नहीं मेरे को मेरा थॉट क्या बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर मैं छोटा ओपन कर सकता था like 6 months back, that is like 10 ब्रांड जो है वो भी ओपन कर लेगी यही स्पेस का या इससे थोड़ा.
Right.
ऐसा ही ओपन
always मतलब always
I wanted to be
benchmark which is above.
Like it will be tough for everyone to reach there.
Yeah, it will be difficult for everybody to reach there.
तो मेरे को वहाँ से ही स्टार्ट करना था ऐसा.
That's a good thought. Like that's a good business. Thought from business point of view. Using your capital in the right way.
And वो ऐसा था ना day 1 पे मेरा प्लान नहीं था कि मैं Bomaachi इतना ये स्केल पे.
You'll take it to this.
2-3 months down the line. नहीं, after 6 months of Bomaachi, I was like जिस दिन like भले 5 साल बाद मेरा जब स्टोर होगा ना, I had this picture कि ऐसा ही चाहिए. So when I had this place, I was like.
You always have those dreams.
Yeah.
So when I was also opening my new store, so because now we are not in Ahmedabad, we are not that fortunate that we get real estate for a rate that you get in Ahmedabad. So Mumbai is very cheap, and Mumbai is very expensive compared to Ahmedabad. So when I was dreaming about a store of my own, basically you won't believe me, we were sitting with my team from a store that we had earlier, which was very small, which was like 10% of this store, like not even 10% actually. That place was around 180 square feet, and this place is around 2900 square feet. So when we were sitting there and we were planning a new store, so we were just planning, we were like sort of daydreaming, and we were planning it like, you know, we will have a meeting room and we will have a photo shoot corner and we will have a
Manifestation.
reception. We'll have
You
this, we'll have that.
Yeah.
We did manifest it, and
You
I
are
think we pulled off. We tried pulling it. At least 8 out of 10 things. I mean, we do not have a place to do a photo shoot, and rest I think.
but I guess उसके लिए जगह नहीं चाहिए, वो तो हो जाएगा.
Yeah. So
you have such a big space.
Yeah. So
you set up anywhere you want.
rest we have in place. Rest we have a reception now. We have a place to display. We have a special section for formals, formal wear, like shirts, pants, and suits. We have a special section for Rohit Doshi, the Indian wear. Now we have a special room for CMYKAY also. And we have a workshop inside the store. We have a factory inside the store. We have a cabin. Which is meant to be for the owner, which is me. But I've never used it because I am just around the working staff. I'm just around the team all the time. So that's happened, and we sort of tried doing whatever we have manifested in the past, and we're somewhere there. And now, because now we're talking about Ahmedabad and Mumbai, let me tell you that because now we are well established here, the next city that we're planning is Ahmedabad.
Yes, sir.
So this is like a news that I would want to break. That the next city, because the closest market to me is Ahmedabad, and I already have a client base in Ahmedabad. So the next market I'm going to target is Ahmedabad. So most probably we will be coming to your city very soon. We're planning. We'll see now. We'll come up, check out the place once,
And then
we'll check
you'll
out
be there.
Huh? You'll be there. Yeah. We'll need your support and we'll need your guidance also.
अरे
And
आप आओ से सब हेल्प हो जाएगी.
Yes.
और मेरा next city मुंबई.
Mumbai, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a swap.
Yeah.